in combat for about 4 days.
Right away, we knew that it was going to be pretty bad.
We were driving on the east side, down highway designated Tampa.
Well, it was that early morning. We were doing Iraqi police recruiting.
I was checking the fuel, making sure my tires had the right air pressure, all the fluids.
It was about 7:38 in the morning.
All of a sudden, the tanks took off.
We got attacked by artillery, and 4 rounds landed next to where I was.
Machine guns were full auto.
And we were heading out there, and we hit the landmine.
Chaos happening.
Last thing I remember was an oil fire.
A Humvee pretty much blew up.
RPG hit the right front of my vehicle.
The front tire just got completely blown off and just pretty much got shredded, the whole front end.
And I ran out of rounds. So in the process of reloading, I got shot 3 times in the legs.
The shrapnel penetrated my skull and brain.
I mean, you can imagine a 3-ton Humvee going airborne.
And I guess I went right out the front, right out the door, and landed on my head at 60 miles an hour.
And I looked down to my right, and there's a grenade that was rocking.
Coming around to my side, opening the door and dragging me out.
What's going on? Why can't I feel my left side of my body?
When they went back to find my body, all they found was a big pool of blood.
The G-force of the explosion caused me to black out for a second.
I couldn't see, I'm covered in blood.
I'm telling my sergeant, hey, but look, my leg's bad.
I had burns on my face.
45% of my skull missing.
Head was split from here all the way back around here.
My mind's telling my leg straight, and I'm feeling my foot dangle on my other leg.
I didn't have much skin, so they had to pull.
I was in the coma for a month and 20 days.
I woke up 18 hours later, paralyzed from the waist down.
I had a concussion, so I don't really remember too much about it.
I have very few memories of it.
It was kind of sickening.
The only thing I knew was my name was Sergeant.
My leg was in pain.
And the most pain I've ever been in my entire life.
My vision on my right eye is pretty poor. I'm deaf from my right ear. My face and head were flat. Left eye paralysis, severe TBI. Half a fist size of brain had to be removed.
There's a lot of obstacles you have to face when you, A, haven't been in school since you were out of high school, and B, now you got all these injuries, and you're a combat wounded vet during the time of war going to a school with a bunch of college kids,
My lab partner, she was like 18. She actually had her 19th birthday in the middle of my middle of the semester. I was like, wow, I'm like 26.
I'm 10 years older than a lot of, even the kids in my class.
I knew once that this came, like, I would do this without any problem, and now that I'm in school and I need to do this, I was having trouble doing it.
And there's a lot of research out there. There's the Disabled Research Center. There's the veterans, especially right now, because of the veterans from the past that had to struggle.
And they really helped out, like the DRC, the Vet Center. All that kind of helps out disabled vets going back to school.
They have the surf farms to get veterans back into the school, so I think that's great.
Two of the reasons why I chose to come to the U of A was because of the DRC, the Vet Center. If you need help, I could just go to the Vet Center to another veteran and say, I'm having trouble with this. If they can't help you out, they'll say, I could point you to the right direction. So, like, it's a great resource.
All right, what time thing we're supposed to do? What's it called?
Time management.
Yeah, all right.
In the university, we have about 1,800 veterans. We see on average per day about 120 students.
Every hour or so.
At the Vet Center, what we are veterans serving veterans. We can't put it any simpler than that. Basically, any veteran student that comes in, we actually make sure that they get all their classes registered. We made sure they know the campus, make sure they have their way around. If they have any issues with the VA, make sure that the bills are paid for, tuition's taken care of, tutoring services. We work with the DRC to get them any accommodations that they may need for the disabled veterans, extra time, taking exams, things of that nature. We have a mission, and we plan to accomplish that mission, and that's making sure that all our veterans graduate at a high rate.
I took my medical records to the DRC and told them, look, this is my problems, this is my disabilities. What can you do to help me maintain a good GPA, or at least play in the same playing field as my peers that aren't veterans or even disabled veterans at that?
There's counselors there that you get assigned to. If you have issues with professors inside your regular classes, you go and talk to your counselor, and they'll send out information to the professor saying, hey, the student has these requirements, and you have to meet them.
There's an actual course that I'm taking that's called the SERV course, and only veterans could be in that course. The course is actually a great resource for veterans transitioning to the civilian world and academic world, because they know that veterans going through things that regular college students, they're probably the one to understand what we've gone through.
It addresses how veterans can become more adept to the community. It kind of demilitarized them. It's a wonderful program that we have here, and I would encourage anyone in any school, if they can initiate a program such as this one there at their university, to do so.
There are a lot of programs and things available to you if you know they're there, but there's not a lot more outside of that. So in order to have the best experience you can in college or whatever you're doing, you have to be proactive.
It's like you have to be proactive. Everybody I've noticed that made it out when being a disabled vet has pretty much said, we're going to be very driven. This is our goals in life. That's what you got to do.
If you're not proactive, you kind of just sit there and let the world pass you by and no one hears you.
If you need counseling, you have to seek out counseling. If you need medical attention, you have to seek out the VA. If you need things, you have to seek it out.
You have to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, you're pretty much, you're going to fall behind, or you'll probably fail the class. And asking for help is not a bad thing. It's just something that you have to deal with, because you're not the same person.
You just got to be willing to go out there and not be shy about asking that question or asking for help. I think the faster you overcome that, yes, you have a problem, and you accept it, then you can go to somebody and say, this is what I need.
Ask questions. Don't be afraid, because you're not the only one in class that's probably thinking the same way. And if you have a problem, then you just there's avenues of dealing with problems that you can take care of.
Surround yourself around positive people that support you, and just don't give up. Just stay determined.
Because down the road, you'll have time and a means to do those things and make up for the things you weren't able to do while you were focused on this journey to getting to your degree.
I think one of my motivations of why I can do stuff is because I see veterans that are, in my eyes, have greater injuries than I do. And I see them excelling or doing things that blow me away that they're able to do, as far as physical things, mental things, that they're overcoming their obstacles. And so by seeing them do that, I think it motivates me to do what I want to do and to move forward.
Even though I went through just medical hell and all that stuff, personal issues, that I'm in the position where I am right now. So I could hold my head up high and say, you know what, I went through that, but I'm here,
And you have that hope, and you go, wow, I've accomplished something. I'm about to accomplish something big, and I'm about to do something that most people in my situation would just given up on a long time ago. And it's very fulfilling. It's very worth it.
It's time to come home. It's time to come home.